Good evening. Hello. Welcome to the International Great Black Read Aloud Day 2023 edition. We're glad to be back with you. We have missed a couple of days and we'll be doing some rollbacks. And so tonight is a rollback read, one of our reads for tonight. And tonight is Thriller. And so today is Thriller, but before we get started, we want to remind you that you can subscribe to our website, and you really should subscribe to our website, greatblackreadaloudday.org, where we are giving voice to words written by Black people all around the world. And you can also follow us online at Black Read Aloud. Well, as I said, today is day 20. Well, this is a rollback, so it's 20. It's Thriller Day. And so we have an interesting read for you today from the thriller genre. Um, and we're excited about that. My name is LD Robinson, by the way, and I am your reader for today. And so we are going to get started as we always do. We want to remind you to hit like and hit share. And if you like and share, we really appreciate it. Thank you. And so our for today, our selection is "Every Voice Ain't from God," a Christian romance thriller. And so here is the cover. We always show you the cover. Every voice ain't from God, a true saying. And so you're going to read from "Every Voice Ain't from God" by Tanisha Stewart. And we're going to move to our selection. And we're going to start with Zakari. I had to strain a little to hear everything Nicole and Charisse said during their girls' night because of the music, but from what I could glean, I liked Charisse. I liked her back in high school too, but people changed. So I needed to know what kind of conversations she and Nicole were having to make sure she wasn't a threat. Jerome thought he was a threat, but I had something for him. I wanted to let him off easy, but he forced my hand. I closed out the app that connected all data from Nicole's phone to my secret one and did a brief search on Sharice's fiance, Vance. What was he up to? Nicole mentioned he proposed, so I thought he and Sharice were happy. I was even on planning having him come to my bachelor's party when me and Nicole got engaged. Lester would be my best man, of course, if he continued to act right, but Vance would definitely be accepted. I would have to investigate him now, though, to make sure he wouldn't inadvertently ruin anything when it came to my plans with Nicole. If she was busy consoling her best friend over a botched engagement, it might make us push back our wedding date. Hold your horses, Akari. I chuckled as I forced myself to relax. I hadn't even given Nicole her ring yet, though I had already picked it out. She had done a few searches online recently through her phone, but kept coming back to this one ring with blue diamonds. I preferred regular diamonds, but if my baby wanted blue, blue would be what she got. Lester called my phone as I was checking out some photos of the ring and preparing to make my purchase. I sucked my teeth. I swear he always calls at the. Hello, I answered in a neutral tone. What's up, man? What are you up to? Nothing. About to call Nicole. He was silent for a moment. Okay, cool. I wanted to check in and see if y'all were still coming to play spades with me and Michelle tomorrow. I had almost forgotten about the invitation. My bad, man. I didn't ask Nicole if she was busy, but I'll ask her as soon as we get off the phone and let you know. Now that Lester mentioned the spades night, I was glad he called. Getting Nicole acquainted with Michelle was a great idea. Once she and I had a few date nights and game nights with Lester and Michelle, she would see what it would be like to be my wife. Perfect. Cool, man. Just let me know. Michelle is excited to meet Nicole. I sure will. Let me call her now. Bet. I hung up with Lester, and Nicole ended up calling me before I could go to her name in my contacts. Hey, Nikki, I answered with a smile. Hi, Zakari. Huh? She responded in a confused tone. My smile faltered. What? Did you just call me Nikki? I chuckled. though internally I was freaking out. How did I let it slip that I'd heard the name? Now she would know. I had to fix this. I thought it was a cute name that would fit you is all. Why? Don't you like it? She was silent for a moment. It's cool, I guess. Nicole sounded leery, so I had to do more damage control. Anywho, are you busy tomorrow, babe? I meant to ask you earlier, but Lester and Michelle invited us to play spades. Michelle's been dying to meet you. Really? She sounded excited, and I felt myself relax. Yep, what do you say? Sure, I'm not busy tomorrow. I'm down. Just tell Lester not to be a sore loser when he and his wife take this loss. I chuckled. I'm sure he won't. Nicole and I chatted for a few more moments about our days, then we called it a night. I went back on the website to purchase the ring, then closed my laptop. After watching a few sports highlights, I was ready for bed. Before I went to sleep, I decided to check Nicole's phone activity to see if anything new came up that I should know about. My jaw clenched when I saw Jerome had messaged Nicole from a new social media page. Hey, I know it seems weird to reach out you from a different profile, but I'm feeling desperate. Nicole, please talk to me. What do you want, Jerome? Can we meet tomorrow? Just to talk, I swear. Nicole didn't write back for 10 minutes, so I was about to close out the app. Then my heart stopped when she responded. Okay, Jerome, but just this once. Now he had messed up. Nicole. Part of me felt like I was betraying Zakari by taking this meeting with Jerome, but another side wanted to see him again. His face had been etched in my mind ever since he showed up outside my job the other day, since our breakup, really. As much as I tried to deny it, I wasn't anywhere near over him. Zakari and I were moving forward, and things were great, but my heart still longed for Jerome. That infuriated me. Jerome didn't deserve my affections. Hopefully, this meeting would remove those lingering feelings so I could cut the strings and be free from the prison of attachment to a man who wouldn't do right by me. Here I was, giving Charisse advice about the type of man she deserved when I needed to take it myself. I sat in my car outside the coffee shop, waiting for Jerome to pull up. In between scrolling social media and texting back and forth with Charisse, I looked up every few moments to scan the street in front and behind me to see when he arrived. 20 minutes went by before I realized it. I let out a yawn, then checked the time. Where are you? I messaged Jerome's new profile. I pretended to be irritated by him going to such lengths to contact me last night, but in reality, it made my heart skip a beat to see his name across my screen. According to the activity status in the message thread, Jerome hadn't been online since this morning. I rolled my eyes. Hopefully, that didn't mean he was going to be extra late or stand me up. If he did, I swore. A call buzzed in from Tina. I wrinkled my nose. What does she want? Not that I had a problem with her, but I figured I wouldn't hear from Tina again since I told her in no uncertain terms. I wanted nothing else to do with Jerome. Did he tell her we were meeting today? Hello, I answered. Hi, Nicole. Tina's voice wavered as she spoke, and it made me sit alert. Did something happen to Mike? Oh no, I felt like a total jerk for being upset that she reached out to me now. Tina had told me before that she didn't have too many girlfriends, but she had immediately clicked with me. My heart sank as I swallowed and prepared to hear the bad news. Hey, Tina, what's going on? There was an accident. She choked up. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Where are you? Is Mike in the hospital? It's not Mike, it's Jerome. I almost dropped the phone. Jerome? Where is he? I felt my blood pressure raising as reality hit me. That was why Jerome was late. Something happened to him. He's at Weston Hospital. Me and Mike are on our way. I wanted to let you know because he told us last night he was going to meet you today. My ears burned at that news. If Jerome told Tina and Mike we were meeting, he must have had a genuine reason for reaching out to me. Why tell them if he didn't? I'm on my way. I raced to the hospital, not sure what I would find when I got there. I was so scared. Lord, please let him be okay, I prayed repeatedly. Jerome and I might have had our issues, but I would never wish harm on him. I spotted Mike and Tina off to the side of me as I power walked across the parking lot. I slowed my pace so they could catch up. Both looked frazzled, like they had been in the middle of something when they got the call. Tina addressed me first, her baby bump more evident than it was the last time we saw each other. That increased my guilt. Jerome's mother told us he was here. I nodded and we all entered the emergency room entrance, but when we got inside, Mike stopped short. Tina and I looked back at him. "Let's pray," he said. We grabbed each other's hands and Mike said a quick prayer for Jerome. My heart beat with every word. When we opened our eyes, it was time to see how bad it was. When we got to the ICU, thankfully, there was good news. Jerome's mother greeted us with a grim expression on her face. "Thank you for coming," she said. She stared at me, and I felt awkward, but now wasn't the time to express it. "How is he?" I asked, afraid to hear the answer. She sighed. "They're working on him. Thankfully, it doesn't look like there will be any brain damage, but he did break several bones in one of his arms and legs." "How did the accident happen?" Mike asked. Jerome's mother sighed again. Jerome was crossing through an intersection and a car ran a red light and crashed right into him. The other guy fled the scene. He was driving one of those huge trucks, but it had no plates on it. My baby could have died. Her lip quivered when she said those last words, and I reached up to rub her back. The doctors wouldn't let us see Jerome, so his mother told us to come back the next day. I was definitely coming back to visit, and I prayed Jerome would have a full recovery from his injuries. Zakari. Sometimes you had to get your hands a little dirty to make the pathway clean. I submitted Kino's payment on the app as promised, and the transaction was completed. Hopefully, we wouldn't be hearing from the likes of Jerome anytime soon, and even if we did, Nicole and I would already be married. I was at the mall picking up Nicole's ring from the jewelry store. The Lord worked it out that the same day Jerome was removed from the equation, they called me to say it had come in. I inspected the ring as the jeweler watched, and it was even more beautiful up close than it was on the website. "It's perfect," I said, and the jeweler smiled with me. I completed the transaction and exited the store, whistling along the way. "Zakari?" A familiar female voice sounded to the left of me. I turned. It was Charisse. I didn't feel like being bothered, especially since I planned to start writing my proposal speech as soon as I got home, but I supposed I could entertain some foolishness for a few moments. "Hey, Charisse," I forced a smile. "Hey, what are you up to?" she asked. She peered at the jewelry store, then back at me. "Shopping," I replied in a flat tone. She gave me a look. "Okay, have you talked to Nicole today?" "Not yet. I plan to call her on my way home." I hoped she caught the hint. "Okay, well, if you speak to her before I do, please tell her to call me." "Yep." I resumed my trek back to the parking lot. "Zakari?" I tensed and turned back. "Yes." She stared at me for a long moment. Nothing. I rolled my eyes when I faced the opposite direction and quickly exited the mall. Charisse. There was something weird about Zakari. It wasn't necessarily anything he said, but his body language seemed off to me. I couldn't put my finger on why, though. He was rude to me, like he wanted to rush to leave the conversation when all I said was hi. Then the fact that he was coming out of a jewelry store with a bag in his hand. Zakari and Nicole had barely dated 3 months. I hoped he wasn't planning to propose to her. Not that I was a hater, but I knew my friend wasn't over Jerome. It was in her voice whenever she spoke about him. Not to mention she was clearly forcing it whenever she bragged about the latest things Zakari did. I remember back in high school, Nicole always complained about Zakari and was desperate to leave him. What changed? Nothing much from my stance, except she was on the rebound this time. I hoped a misguided attempt to get back at Jerome wouldn't have her doing anything stupid. If so, I would definitely have to say something. And this has been our thriller selection for day 20 of the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. Our selection today has been Every Voice Ain't From God, a Christian romance thriller. And we will show you our cover again. It is by Tanisha Stewart. The story is. And so Um, Quite an interesting story, I should say. We didn't tell you about the beginning part of the story. We read from the middle, and a thrilling ride between Nicole Zakari, Charisse Jerome, Mike, Tina, Michelle, and Lester. It is very interesting. So um, just know that every voice ain't from God. So this is the International Great Black Read Aloud Day, where we are giving voice to words written by Black people all around the world across all types of genres and type of literature in our way of educating the world about all the different types of literature and books and magazines and articles that are written by Black people all around the world. And so we want to remind you that we partner with Fresh Book Festival in literacy. They are a literacy partner, and it is our pleasure to partner with them. And so we want to let you know that Fresh Book Festival is coming up. Um, it is coming up very soon, like in a couple days. February 23rd through the 25th will be Fresh Book Festival in its 12th year in Daytona Beach. And we are super excited. Day one on the 23rd is Thursday, is the film festival, and that is sponsored by Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And there will be several short films being showcased there. No Time for Love. There will be Ladies Night 2077, I believe. And there is Kingfish, the NFL story about Kenny Washington. And that will be airing courtesy of the National Football League. And so we are super excited about the showing of all these films at Embry Riddle in its support of diversity in cinema and space. And so we will be at the Julia T. and Charles W. Cherry Sr. Cultural and Educational Center on Friday and Saturday, the 24th and 25th, which will be the actual book festival days. And so we want to invite you to get your tickets, come out and join us. And we will put some information up on the screen so that you are able to see and get your tickets. And so this year's theme is a reading revolution. And so we're looking to turn the world upside down through literacy and through communities all around the world. And so it is a reading revolution. Get your tickets at freshbookfestival.net. Freshbookfestivals.net. Tickets for the film festival are $5. And there is general admission for the book festival at $8, seniors at $5, students and teachers with ID are free. And so we also, of course, we love all things literature here at the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. And our goal is to spread the word about something good. So if you help us spread the word about something good by sharing one of our read alouds, we will enter your name into a contest to win one of 10 Tig Brad t-shirts, very, very official t-shirts of the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. We will have the drawing on March the 4th. So join us as to help us spread the word about all the wonderful literature written by Black people. And so this has been day 20 of the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. It's been Thriller Day. I want to remind you that our selection has been Every Voice Ain't From God, a Christian romance thriller. And so we will be back for day 21, which is Motivational Day. And we'll see you shortly. Bye-bye.